Welcome back to our coverage of Russia's war on Ukraine. Joining me now from Kyiv are Peter Zalmayev, director of the Eurasia Democracy Initiative, and Taras Berezovets, a Ukrainian political scientist and the founder of the Free Crimea project. Thank you to you both for being with us.
Thank you, Rosemarie.
Now, of course, it is important to mention that before this war on Ukraine began, you were both analysts, but now you're actually fighting against this Russian invasion. And Peter, I want to go to you first. What is the situation on the ground, and where do you see this war going in the next 2 critical and perhaps decisive weeks?
Yeah, that's what everyone says. Like the next 10 days will be decisive. And so far, I mean, we're standing in the middle of Kyiv and Maidan Square. There's a little bit of a lull, but if you do not take into account regular sonic booms and tracer fires. Just yesterday, I was walking in the city and there were like air defense missiles shooting up in the sky with tracer fires. As I was going to bed around 11 p.m., my bed shook from some kind of an explosion. Mostly these are rockets being shot from the sky. Taras and I had a chance to visit with the territorial defense leadership here in Kyiv, with the deputy mayor of Kyiv, and everyone is digging in for a long haul. It seems like the enemy lack sufficient force to take Kyiv, but that does not mean they will not try. And there's also an option they may try to lay a siege to the city, to literally starve it of its water, of power, of everything. But folks here know they have nowhere else to go. They have nowhere to retreat, so they're staying put.
Yeah, and we have actually been showing our viewers footage that came in. We had some live pictures, in fact, of the destruction in Kyiv, of a strike by the Russians at that shopping centre. Taras, I want to go to you next, because Russia's war has been faltering and not going according to plan, with the Ukrainians offering an incredible level of resistance. And this, of course, has frustrated President Putin. And so he has turned to these heavy bombardments hitting civilians and civilian targets from afar. What more are you learning about the level of desperation being felt right now across the country for civilians trying to deal with this?
Yes, Rosemarie, thank you for that. With Vladimir Putin, everything is not going according to the plan. According to his plans and what we heard from Ukrainian military intelligence, Krishchatik, the central street in Kyiv, was supposed to be a place for military parade of Russians with their troops, with their tanks, and the plan was to capture Kyiv within 72 hours. They even brought their special military uniforms, parade uniforms, and they were supposed that Kyivans were meeting them with flowers, effectively throwing on their tanks and whatsoever. But nothing was going according to the plan. We're standing just probably 300 meters from presidential administration, where President Zelensky is sitting. And this is the most secure area here in Kyiv, with a lot of military, a lot of vehicles, tanks just around us. Everything seems to be absolutely secure. But you're absolutely right. With no chances to defeat Ukrainian military on a battlefield, Russians using the most outrageous warfare against civilians. And last night I saw myself here in my Kyiv flat. Russian missile has been hit by Ukrainian anti-missile system with just traces of this missile, which hit one of shopping malls, not far from here. Actually, it's supposed to be 3.5 miles only from this place. But still, we see no signals of panic, and people walking just around, drinking coffee, going to restaurants, and it seems to be like a peaceful Ukrainian capital, like it used to be before. But people here in Kyiv, in Ukraine, they want to fight for their freedom. They want to fight for their country, and we will do that. And Vladimir Putin will be defeated, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, we have to say the Ukrainian people have been extraordinary with their pushback here. Peter, Ukraine has rejected Russia's demand to surrender Mariupol in the south, but President Zelensky says he is ready for negotiations with Putin to end this war. Various options for a compromise, of course, are already being discussed. But how delicate will this likely be for Zelensky in terms of what he will and won't accept in any possible peace negotiation, and what the Ukrainian people will or won't accept?
You hit the nail on the head with this question, Rosemary. Zelensky knows, and Putin. What's more important? Putin knows that Zelensky is between a rock and a hard place. While on the other hand, on the one hand, Ukrainians have shown a convincing ability and desire to resist the invader, and it seems that they've convinced Putin there's no outright military victory here. On the other hand, Putin knows that Zelensky can only promise so far and deliver on so much. As far as signing off on Crimea's annexation, or on Donbass, turning it over to the Russians. I mean, those are obvious non-starters. Those are not. Yeah, you see, well, thank you. This is how war is. It brings people together, Rosemary. So Zelensky cannot give away territory. Zelensky cannot promise to demilitarize. And obviously, Ukraine cannot promise to denazify simply because there are no Nazis. We have a Jewish president, for crying out loud, okay? So and Putin knows that he's trying to back Zelensky into the corner. The Ukrainians have handled the diplomacy as well as they have handled the military part. They have said that, yes, we can talk about a certain neutrality status. We can probably discuss NATO membership. But as far as everything else, Vladimir Putin knows that what he's really offering Ukrainians is capitulation through other means. And Ukrainians will not fall for it, not after all this blood that has been shed, all this, the military, men we have lost and the civilians we have lost. Not after that, we will not, be brought to our knees.
Unfortunately, we are out of time, but an absolute pleasure to talk to you both, Peter Zalmayev and Taras Berezovets. Thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate it.
Rosemary, thank you.